one in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League, and I do this show for 6 years. 6 years. I turned my back, and you let Bobby J win the championship? Bobby J, what, was he the only one watching the show? I'm going to do my best to cover as many things as I possibly can and recap before I set the stage for a very interesting playoff bracket. We changed websites to a much more user-friendly platform and removed our all-time most clueless member after the 2020 season was over. And yet, the first thing that happens in our shiny new Yahoo League, Patrick Mahomes 1.01. Damaging evidence, fellas. Speaking of damaging evidence, I'm just gonna leave this right here. In an all-time underestimation, our other notable new member's arms were far too short to box with God, overlooking dynastic ass-kickings to the point of common law ownership. He came out feeling like the Terminator and went out looking like the Terminator. Sweep the Leg defeated Just Call Me Crispy in the final week of the season to secure the #1 seed and the first round bye. That's how you do that. The Porter division was a beast this year, sending 4 teams to the 6-team playoff. All 4 Porter division playoff teams scored more points in the regular season than any #2 division member. Regular season points champ and #2 seed, the Gotham Rogues, will be enjoying a much-deserved bye, surging past the Moth in the final 2 weeks of the regular season and holding off a late charge by the Drunken Bums. Vegas predicts a Porter to wear the crown this year. It quickly became clear that Pretty Boy Johnny would not need to worry about points becoming a factor as he moved to 8-6, and the only question that remained was how the seeds would shake out in the Porter division. Just Call Me Daddy had already been eliminated and was busy getting smashed in his matchup against Sweep the Leg. Dominant performances by the Rogues, the Bums, and Pretty Boy Johnny, all scoring between 189 and 193, solidified the playoff seedings and left teams just like Just Call Me Daddy on the outside looking in. Okay, so I'm not going to be doing weekly playoff updates. We're not going to be doing breakdowns like we used to, where I have a guest come in and break down each matchup individually. So I'm just going to go through the seeds. We're going to talk about them, strengths, weaknesses, just go down the list, bang, bang, bang. Seed #1. Sweep the Leg, finished the season at 10-4. Their strengths: quarterback, the running backs, and the flex. They go deep at running back, right into the flex position. Their weaknesses, clearly wide receivers. Gotham Rogues, the 2 seed, 9-5. Tight end 1, QB 1, running back 1, wide receiver 1. They got that balance. They got that first strong position right across the board, but the flex and the depth is a little bit of a weakness. #3 seed, 8-6. Drunken Bums. Quarterback, wide receiver are the strengths. Tight end, flex are the weaknesses. #4 seed, the Moth, also 8-6. You got wide receiver, running back, you got quarterback as strengths, tight end and flex as weaknesses as well. Pretty Boy Johnny sitting at the 5th seed, 8-6. Quarterback, and then he's got that RB1, wide receiver 1 that are looking real strong, but his depth and his tight end are a little bit of a weakness on his squad. And the #6 seed, the Golden Showers, sitting at 8-6 with really strong wide receivers all the way through the flex. He's got some solid running backs, but he's got a little bit of a weakness at quarterback and tight end at the onesies. So there you go, 1-6. You got your strengths, you got your weaknesses. Obviously, you don't know how things are going to play out, matchup to matchup, week to week. I predict that the MVP of the playoffs will be COVID or playoff reseeding. Stat of the week, remember that? Playoff reseeding, 87% more likely to kill Tom Perry than COVID. Key matchups, #3, Drunken Bums versus #6, the Golden Showers. #4, the Moth versus #5, Pretty Boy Johnny. We have one 2-time champion in the Moth. He's got playoff experience. We got a whole bunch of other guys just thrashing around trying to win. Now, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5, you would normally just look at the chalk there, but upon further review, these matchups are a little bit more even than you would think. So it's going to be a very exciting first weekend in the playoffs. In the consolation round, I would just like to point out that Just Call Me Daddy did get that first round bye. This week's hero is me. I'm busy as shit out here, fellas. I do this. I was only going to do one, but I was like, wow, this shit is lining up beautifully. I got to do a little bit of a playoff teaser. And this week's GOAT is me. I'm the greatest of all time. I'll see you guys after the playoffs, where it's always sunny.